Okay, the Times Square bomber, I'm just more and more convinced that, of course, it's a false flag. And here's a timeline of events that led up to this. In 2004, Faisal Shahzad sold his Connecticut home, which was worth over $250,000, to a guy called George LaMonica. And according to Mr. LaMonica, after he bought the house, the JTTF, the Joint Terrorism Task Force, showed up and asked questions about the sale and about Mr. Shahzad. So that goes to show that the JTTF was onto Mr. Shahzad as early as 2004. Then in 2009, Shahzad becomes a naturalized U.S. citizen, which is weird that they would let somebody that the JTTF is investigating become a citizen. May 2009, he quits his job. And September 2009, he goes to Pakistan. He stays there for 5 months. February 3rd, he returns to the U.S. Okay, Saturday, May 1st, 2010, he leaves the truck bomb, which is a Nissan Pathfinder, in Times Square, with in it a keychain with 20 keys on it, as I mentioned before, and a prepaid cell phone. One of the keys is the key to his getaway car, which is a white Isuzu, which he leaves in New York City. One is the key to a third car, which he later drives to the airport, and one is the key to his Connecticut apartment. He also leaves in the car a prepaid cell phone, which has on it the number of a fireworks store that he called, where the CCTV camera later shows him buying fireworks. And I would have to ask myself, why would the guy call the fireworks store before going there? I mean, imagine you're a terrorist, you're going to buy fireworks to blow up your truck. Would you call the fireworks store on your cell phone card? Why? You know they sell fireworks. What are you going to do? Call them up and ask them if they have cherry bombs? I think actually the reason he called the fireworks store and then left the phone in his car was just so that he could be traced to that store so they could show him on the CCTV. Also on it was the number he had previously given to a U.S. Customs agent when he returned from Pakistan. So of all numbers to have on there, they've got that one. Now, they've got his apartment in Connecticut under total surveillance. I mean, you can imagine what this is like. How many people would be there, be crawling with agents, right? But he manages to evade the surveillance and get into this third car and drive to the airport, buys a last-minute ticket with cash to Dubai, and he's already on the plane when the feds determine he's on it and pull him out, right? Which shows he was allowed to board despite being on a no-fly list. And as I said, I think that was probably just done for dramatic effect, rather than just having quietly taken aside at customs. They pulled him off the plane. He also left a loaded 9mm handgun behind in his car at the airport. When he's apprehended, he right away claims that he's a terrorist. He was trained in Pakistan. Recent update from today is that officially the Taliban did it. National Post, Taliban aided New York bomber, U.S. claims. See, originally they said the Taliban claimed responsibility and the U.S. said no, it wasn't the Taliban. And now they're saying it was the Taliban. Now here's a video. This is on my blog, this Shahzad inspiration of CBS News. This is where it gets really interesting and really silly. Supposedly now he's trained in Pakistan to be a terrorist, to make bombs. He comes home and makes this really pathetic bomb with gasoline, fertilizer, and an alarm clock and some firecrackers. And then he leaves all this ridiculous evidence behind, which you gotta really wonder, I mean, what kind of training is that, right? This is the part that I really liked about this, because it just goes to show it's like the media is just making it up as they go along. They say in that CBS report, he panicked when his car bomb failed. They're trying to explain why he left all these keys in the car. They said he panicked when the car bomb fizzled. Okay, that makes no sense. Was he trying to blow himself up? Well, no, he wasn't, because he had the getaway car there. So he obviously was planning to get away. So if you're not planning to blow yourself up and be in the truck, you would set up the bomb, take all your stuff out of the truck, get yourself set up, and then set the bomb off. And if the bomb wasn't working, you'd be like, oh well, close up the truck and leave. There's no need to panic, because you would prepare yourself, you take your keys and everything, your cell phone out of the car before you're going to set the bomb off. Because if you're expecting the bomb to go off right away, you wouldn't leave your keys and your phone in the car to have to go and get them after, because you'd probably blow yourself up. So you see, it makes absolutely no sense that the keys were left in the car because he panicked. Because he would have had taken them out before. The same video also says that he had to take a train home because he locked his keys in the car, right? Because he panicked. But he had, obviously, a duplicate key to his house. And he had a duplicate key to the car that he took to the airport. See, they say keys found in the SUV's ignition fit the car Shahzad had left at the airport and a home in Connecticut. So he had that third car. It's not like he, did this and said, oops, I left my getaway car in the middle of Manhattan. I'm going to have to go and get another car from somebody else. He knew he was going to use that car. He had the car already because he left the keys to the car, a duplicate, in the Nissan. And he also had a duplicate key to his home. So it makes no sense. He has duplicate keys to those things, but not to the Isuzu. Oh, yeah, and his inspiration for the attack, they say now, was this Muslim cleric al-Awlaki, who is supposedly the same guy who inspired the Undie bomber and the Fort Hood shooter. I don't know what the deal is with that, other than it looks like this guy has a track record of inspiring false flags. What was the goal of all this? That's the question. Who knows who it was? But whoever did this guy Shahzad, this was totally done on purpose with all this planted evidence. I mean, like I've said before, it plays out like CSI, where they find all this crazy evidence within, 48 hours. They have him identified immediately, and it plays out like a movie plot. I find that people are so conditioned watching TV that then, when they want to do false flags, they write out like a screenplay, and it plays out just like something that everybody's seen on TV, and then they buy it. But it can't be reality. It's not reality. Reality is not that neatly packaged.